What's good? This is Trey with Vertical Jump Prime coming to you with a video. We're going to talk about how to stop talking about it and start being about it. All right, so if you don't understand what I mean by that, let's just get that out the way. Um, you know, we have a lot of talkers. You have a lot of people that say what they can do, tell you how great they are, tell you how, they're a great shooter, great ball handler, whatever. I'm a beast, I'm nice, whatever. But who cares? Like, show me something. All right. Show me what you can do. Show me that you're unstoppable. Show me you're great. People only care about what they can see. This is something I learned the hard way. Okay. Playing high school basketball, I knew what I was capable of. I knew how good I was. But because I was dealing with an injury, the player I had in my head and the player that the other people were seeing was completely different. Okay, I knew what I was capable of, but my injury prevented me from playing at a certain level. So what people saw didn't match up with what I saw. Or okay, so I wasn't the type of person to really boast and talk about how good I was. In order for me to establish myself as being good, I have to show that. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't able to show that I'm a good player, but when you're dealing with an injury, the problem is consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to show people how good you are consistently. All right. So that's why I talk about don't overtrain, stuff like that. Be careful, because injuries, you can't really control injuries. Injuries will prevent you from playing to the best of your ability. So you don't really. I'm not saying you want to be scared on the basketball court and cautious and fragile and I'm not saying to be like that, but I am saying to take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay active because injuries can destroy your perception. What you believe, what the player that you can be. People have to see that. All right, so that's what I'm talking about here. Don't tell people what you're gonna do, just show them. All right, if you go out there and play like Michael Jordan, you won't have to tell anybody you're good. They will see it, they will know. Obviously, Michael Jordan, that's a very high standard, but that's what you should be aiming for. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in limits. Okay, if you're gonna play basketball, if you're gonna be basketball player or whatever you're doing, aim to be the best, aim to go to the highest. And right now, arguably the best player to ever play basketball is Michael Jordan. So that's what you should be aiming for, or even aim to be better than that. However good you see Michael Jordan, however good you see LeBron James, aim to be better than that. Um, but don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Say less than necessary. Nobody wants to hear what you're going to do, how good you're going to be. They just want to see action. They want to see you doing what's necessary. They want to see that work ethic. Words are meaningless without action. All right? If you see me down the street and I say, "Hey man, I got $1 million for you, but first you got to give me $100." You're gonna be like, "What are you talking about? Why would I give you $100? You talking about you're gonna give me $1 million? What are you talking about?" But if I show you the $1 million, I say, "Hey, you give me $100 and I'll give you $1 million," and then I show you the $1 million in cash, you're not gonna question it because you can see it, and that's what I'm talking about here. Don't we have a lot of people, um they have like a motor mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you start talking, you can't stop. I'm this, I'm gonna do this, I'm great, I'm this, I'm that. What Just write down your goals, know what your goals are, and then take action, right? The loudest man in the room is usually the brokest. That's a saying. They say, when you are clear, certain about yourself, you know what you're gonna do. You know absolutely, with all your heart, that you are capable of something, that you are going to achieve your goals. You don't need people's approval. You don't need validation. You don't need to be talking about it all the time. You're just gonna make it happen. So that's why you talk about the loudest man in the room is usually the brokest. Anybody that's boasting about their money and stuff like that, they're usually insecure. They probably don't have money. Somebody boasting about his how good he is, he's probably insecure. He probably wants to be better. He wishes he was better, but so he tries to bring down others and say, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, and really, he's probably not even that good. But it is what it is. But my thing is, you know, if you want to be a player that elevates and goes to the next level and doesn't just stay stagnant, you have to be about action. You have to focus on results. Don't talk about what's going to happen. Okay? Be a mystery. Okay? People like mysteries. People like people that are different. Okay? You don't be average. Don't be like everybody else. Set goals for yourself, strive to achieve your goals, but don't go around telling everyone, because honestly nobody cares. What I mean by that is, if you tell me, hey, Trey, I'm gonna be the best player to ever play the game of basketball, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's great to hear. What are you doing though? How are you gonna achieve that? How is that gonna happen? I want to know what are you doing. I don't necessarily, it doesn't matter to me what you say, because anybody can say something. I want to know, what are you doing? Do something, take action, always focus on that. You're sitting down, you're watching this video. What are you going to do when you're done watching this video? You know what I'm saying? Don't just watch this video and then feel good and say, oh yeah, I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to start doing. Actually go and do something. Okay? When you let your actions speak for you, it makes you seem better than you are and can instill fear in others. Okay? So when you don't speak and you're just good, you're just killing the competition, destroying your opponent, that people see that. You know what I'm saying? People are like, wow, this guy is good, and he knows he's good. He doesn't even have to say it. You know what I'm saying? Um, you have players like that. That's how I used to be. Whenever I would play basketball, and I would be balling, getting that killer instinct, getting that mode, that zone. I don't really talk much. I'm just going to work. I'm killing. If I see somebody talking trash, sometimes I might say something back, but majority of the time I'm just focused on, okay, this guy's talking trash, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna destroy him on the basketball court. That's kind of my focus, because I know actions speak louder than words. I know a lot of people that talk a lot, that say a lot. Then I look, a couple months later, I see they haven't gotten anywhere. They talk about their goals. I don't see anything. Maybe they get some momentum, then they quit. So I know words don't mean anything. Somebody can tell you something and not follow through. So I look at your actions. I am very far from naive. I've learned from my mistakes, and that's what you need to do. You need to learn from your mistakes, and you can learn from mine. I'm telling you that action is the most important thing. If you are not taking action and you're always talking about your goals, talking about what you're doing, people see right through you. They're not gonna respect you as much. They're just gonna think you're just just the average guy talking about what he's gonna do or what you're gonna do. Step your game up, start doing something, take action. Look at players. I'll just give you a couple examples of professional basketball players that don't do a lot of talking, but they do damage on the court. All right, Derrick Rose, he's not known for talking trash and running his mouth, but he is an effective basketball player, especially when he's not injured. So now I'm talking about, if you know anything about Derrick Rose, he's been through a lot injury wise, and you can see what that does to the perception. When you start getting injured, people start losing respect for you, because what they see, they don't see you playing at the level you're supposed to be playing at. They don't care about what you're capable of. They don't care about your potential. They care about what you can do. All right. Kawhi Leonard, another example, somebody who doesn't do a lot of talking but does damage on the court, and Tim Duncan. All right, there's just a couple examples. Spend more time taking action than you do talking, wishing, and worrying. So basically, look at your time and look at what you're doing with your time. Okay, if you're spending more time talking, worrying, wishing about success, about your goals, about getting to where you want to be, then something's wrong. Okay, you need to get your priorities in check. Action should be your number one thing. Whenever you set a goal, your number one focus should be how much action can I take, what actions do I need to take, and how long do I need to take these actions to get what I want. That should be your focus. Don't focus on what do I need to learn, what do I need to read, what do I need to watch, what do I need to, how perfect does my shot form need to be? How do I get my form to be the perfect form? That stuff doesn't matter. It's about action. Okay. Yeah, your form does matter to an extent. If you have a bad form, bad mechanics, your shot's not going to be, your shooting percentage is not going to be as high as it could be. But what I'm saying is, don't waste too much time on, trying to get a perfect form, because, the guy with the perfect form, who's always focusing on his form, will be, outperformed by the guy who's always working on getting shots up. Okay. You have one guy that's always focused on, watching videos how to get the perfect form. Then you have the guy who's out there shooting every day and naturally, developing a nice form. All right. So action, man, that's the point I'm trying to get across here. Time is the most valuable resource, and it's more valuable than money, believe it or not. So a lot of people got it backwards. They think money is so valuable. They'll choose money over their time, and in some cases you have to do that, but you need to understand, okay, you can always make money. Money can be produced. You can always get more money. You can lose money, get more money. Your time is not infinite. Okay, your time cannot be reproduced. Your time is ticking. Every day you have less time to achieve your goals. You got to look at it that way. You're running out of time. You might think you're young. I don't know how old you are, but you might be in middle school. You might be in high school. You might think you're young. I got a lot of time. Yeah, that's what I used to think until now. When I'm done, now I'm done with middle school, done with high school. I can't believe I got through it so fast, and things didn't go as planned, and I don't really have any regrets. Because I did the best I could, with my given circumstances and the knowledge I had. But the knowledge I have now, if I would have had the knowledge I have now, with my injuries and stuff like that, I would have paid more attention to that, took it more seriously instead of trying to play through injuries. And and a lot of things that I've learned, as far as perception. Okay, what you think, what you believe is not necessarily what everyone else thinks and believes. Okay, you might think that you're playing really good and you're really nice and you're balling, and everybody else might think you're just an average player. So you need to step your game up. You need to always be pushing yourself, always, never being complacent. Okay, don't talk about, what you're going to do. Go and do it. Okay, success is a process, not an event. Understand, anybody that achieves a goal, even if they're talented, even if they're lucky, they still had to do something. There was some action that was taken that allowed them to achieve that success. Usually it's a collection of actions, small actions put together. So, like, let's take a NBA player like LeBron James. You could say what you want. He's talented. He has a amazing physique, amazing athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was born to play basketball, but he still had to make good decisions. He still had to take the right actions to put himself in a position to play in the NBA. You always got to remember that. He could have been, doing drugs. He could have been partying all the time. He could have been, but instead he focused on basketball. He focused on practicing. That's what you need to do, okay? Especially if you don't have LeBron James talent, it's gonna take you a lot more effort, a lot more focus, but it will be worth it. Okay, so what I'm saying here, focus on taking action. Stop talking, stop worrying, stop wishing, and start doing. All right, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some good advice and you apply what you learned. Click the link in the description below or go to verticaljumprime.com/elite secrets to get your free report that will reveal the training secrets of the basketball elite. Thanks for watching. Peace.